Hello everyone, today in this video we will fight against the atmosphere corrector of our world around us, and this time we will talk about a minor event, but the event that nicely depicts the way of thinking of many people from different environments, and some of them even politically influential environments. I mean that one of the Swedish newspapers, I don't remember the name, and the name is not important here, reported that they heard from some people connected with some American think tanks and so on that this all crisis what we have in Europe is caused by Americans because they want especially Western European countries to get poorer and poorer in time, and they want to force last valuable educated Europeans to emigrate to United States to build their prosperity there because global demographic crisis is coming and blah 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 blah, poor Europe victim to American imperialism and so on and so on. When we read something like this with respect to any country, any group of countries or companies and so on, we should stop and think for a while. Have I heard it somewhere? Yes. And this is typical blah blah offered by really strong environments in many countries, like in Germany, Spain, which is anti-American very much due to historical events, France, that due to also some complicated Franco-American relations, also experience some anti-Americanism, even institutionalized in some sense. I would even say mentally institutionalized, I would say. And the same in Germany, because recently, due to the recent events in the central and eastern part of Europe, Germans try to out of slip out of the American shoe and or American protection, let's say, not shoe, because they are not pressing them. So they want to fly away of this protection. So the anti-American sentiment is growing, and such theories I heard before, of course, in many versions, but the message conveyed by them was the same. And now look at the facts. Europe, we know, for especially Western Europe, for many years suffers from demographic problems due to the social politics that are ongoing for the last decades. Societies are more and more degraded, families decomposing, and so on and so on. There are many immigrants, there are many conflicts, but it also creates a situation when educated young people have still some opportunities in the job market, and they don't have to emigrate, and lazy bones and losers no one wants. And another issue is that the green energy madhouse and all politics with gender studies and so on, and this stupid politics that made especially Germany and Benelux dependent on Russian resources, this one-sided blind politics, no one forced Germany or no one forced Western Europe to. Their elites, economic and political elites, decided to go to this direction because they were seeing this direction as a best way to earn more and more money with easy costs. They were thinking like this. Now we have to bear the consequences together with them. And so we see that this theory doesn't keep together. And very well. And another issue. For the last 3 decades, more or less, the main immigration source of specialists of any type and also educated people of any type is Asia, Far East, and Latino countries, Latin American countries, Central American Latino countries as well. So the immigration from Europe is really not so huge to United States anymore, and in my opinion it won't be reverted because there are not so many Europeans to go there for the reasons I mentioned, so demography and also job opportunities for really good specialists in their home countries or in the other European countries. So not so many of them will go through the Atlantic Ocean to settle down in US. So we see that once we read such really fantastic, really scandalous, really controversial theories published somewhere, we have to ask a few questions. Who is publishing it? Whom, who is benefiting from spreading such news? Or who is trying to influence something or somebody with spreading such news? And what's the purpose of influencing something or somebody with spreading such news? And once we reply on these questions, we know who is talking about what. And this is pure example of the quite strong anti-American forces in Western Europe who would like to kick out Americans from Western Europe, and they dream about Great Germany, French Empire, or European Union Empire, which sounds funny, and also geopolitical side of this theory. If Americans would make Europe weaker and weaker more and more, then the influence of Russia and China would really in Eurasia increase really unproportionately, and Americans would be kicked out from Europe quicker than later. So geopolitically, by destroying Western Europe, they would lose a lot, and they would be quite isolated from the three so-called old continents. So everything in geopolitics and economy is about balancing. So destroying even the part of the world that is somehow dependent on you, and you can balance other geopolitical equilibria thanks to this, wouldn't be wise. And I think that strategists in Washington know it, that if they destroy Western Europe fully and make it really poor, then Russia and China would benefit, and China and Russia in this order are the main opponents of US. So no one who is with sane mind is interested in making his or her own opponents so strong by such a stupidity. And so this is how I see the things. All the best. Bye. Have a nice day.